Hey Glenna, this is number come at you with another Thursday video. Today we're looking at another deck. Which deck are you looking at? Well, of course, it's the Harry Potter one. Let's nerd on.
So here we are. Now, Harry Potter trading card game is something that I've been wanting to collect for a long time. I did have this deck, this two-player set, um, for almost a year now. I do have the other Diagon Alley two-player set as well. That one is still sealed. This one, the box is open, but the deck inside is still sealed. And I figured, since we're exploring decks, instead of just keeping these, just gathering dust in the shelf, I figured I would open these up and have a look with you guys. Now, it is important to note that I don't know how to play this game. I just wanted to collect them. So we will take a look, but I won't be able to explain too much to you guys. But if this is something you're interested about, you could let me know in the comments down below, and I'll try to learn how to play and show you how to do it. And this is the advanced rules book. Yeah, so these cards, as you can see, the art in them are from, I believe, the original book cover artist, at least some of them. And I think that is just so cool. And I think this is the card list of the whole set. Yeah, of the whole base set list. I believe these might be the hollows, or I don't know what those star means. I think that means is the ones that you get from. Oh, here we go. Hollow Portrait Premium, Foil Premium, Rare, Uncommon, and Common. Very interesting. I do have a sealed booster box of this set that I have been wanting to get a crack at. Maybe after we look at these, we will open them for on Tuesday videos. I believe this is the game board, as well as so it's very large. Will definitely not fit in the camera. It's a game board and the rules on the sides, I believe. Just like what turns to take and stuff like that. So very interesting, very nice. Maybe I'll have a look at it afterwards to see how to play the game. This is the damage counters, I believe. It looks exactly like the Pokemon counters, and if you're wondering why, it's because these were made by Wizards of the Coast as well. As you can see, the box looks exactly like the Pokemon one we took a look some weeks back. And as you can see, it shows the whole starter level, advanced level, expert level thing that the Wizards of the Coast always used to do back in the days. So there are two decks, still sealed, mini decks, 30 cards each, I believe. One is Hermione Granger, and these are hollow, and one is Draco Malfoy. And I realize these aren't just hollow, they're portrait hollow. Or, yep, I think that's what they are. Yep, no, foil premium. The portrait premium, I think, is the one that moves when you see. So that's pretty cool. But we do have the foil premium. Does it have a number somewhere? It does, but I can barely see it. We'll have to open it to see. So these are, we'll open Draco Malfoy's first to see what kind of cards he has.
2,000 years later.
And yeah, let's see the cards. Character Slytherin Unique Wizard. Draco Malfoy Wizard. During your turn, you may use an action and discard a card from your hand to look at your opponent's hand. You may then choose one card from his or her hand and discard it. So I believe this is like, this is who you are in the deck. I think there's only one character card per deck. This is hollow, so I want to put it in a sleeve, but I didn't get any sleeves with me for that yet. So I'll put it after we do this. Vermilius is a spell. Do 3 damage to your opponent or a creature of your choice. I believe this is the cost. 4 blue symbol. 109 out of 116. Let's see. Drop them off again. I keep touching the hollow and I... 3 out of 116. Yeah, so here you show Draco 3. Yep, that is just the foil premium. Very nice, very nice. So we have 1 Vermilius, 2 Vermilius, 3 Vermilius, 4 Vermilius. I guess 4, just like in Pokemon, it was how many repeated cards you could have in a deck. Creature Dog, Surly Hound, damage each turn 1, health 3. So I guess this is their creature cards as well as spell cards, and this is the cost of the animals. Brown, 3. So 2 Surly Hounds and another spell for 6. This was 4, so it's more expensive than Stupefy, than Vermilius. Stupefy, do 5 damage to your opponent. So this one is only to your opponent, whereas Vermilius was to opponent or to a creature of your choice. So Stupefy, as you can see, Dumbledore is casting Stupefy. That's pretty cool. So there's 2 Stupefy. Accio, there is 2 Accio as well for 2 blue mana, I believe. Put up to 2 lesson cards from your discard pile into your hand. Perhaps lesson cards are the resources. We'll have to take a look. Magical Mishap, that's Harry right there. It kind of looks like a painting. It's a spell, do 3 damage to your opponent for 2 mana. Then there's 4 of those. Very cool. I believe this is Professor Flitwick. Perhaps. I'm not certain. And Hagrid and the Stranger is a spell, but uses 4 brown resources. Put a creature card from your discard pile into your hand, so you could bring the Surly Hound back for 4. This is a Curious Raven, another creature card. Damage each turn 1, health 1. So there was 3. Only 3 of those, an odd number. Boa Constrictor for 4. Creature Snake. Damage each turn 2, health 2. Very interesting. I do like it that they do say it's a creature and that is a snake. And then this is a bird. I'm guessing once you got more cards, you could make a theme for your deck and probably have spells that affect specific things. And yeah, like I thought, lesson is the resource cards, the energies, if you will, from the Pokemon, or mana from Magic. The blue one is charms. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue lessons, charm lessons. And the brown lesson is care of magical creatures. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's a blue-brown deck. Very cool. I do think these are very interesting. The art is it's very interesting, to say the least. I do enjoy this quite a bit. So I am quite happy that I have these in my collection, I guess. Now opening Hermione Granger's mini deck. This one doesn't have that easy open side. Let's take a look. Hermione Granger, Witch, Creature, not Creature, what am I saying? Character, Witch, Gryffindor unique. If you already have 2 or more lessons in play, then whenever you use an action to play a lesson, you may play 2 lesson cards instead of 1. So very nice. So I'm guessing she would be the fast to pull out. possibly like a green deck in Magic, where you can you have different cards that lets you put more than one land card. Very nice, very nice. And Malfoy would probably be comparable to the black deck in Magic the Gathering, where you discard cards and whatnot. There's creatures here too. 6 Vicious Wolf, much better than the other creatures on the other deck. It's 3 damage per turn and 3 health. There is 3 of those, so very cool, very nice. So there's brown and red. Take root. Spell. Your opponent chooses one of his or her creature card in play and discards it. Oh, so I guess all decks must have creatures because that's how they do damage. And then what changes is the other lesson colors. Very cool. So yeah, they have to discard creatures that are already in play. So I guess this would harass them quite a bit. Since on the other deck there's only like a few creature cards. Incarciforce, 6 red lessons, and choose one of your opponent's creatures in play and discard it. Also, this you choose it, whereas take roots your opponent chooses. The difference is 1 lesson, and there's 3 of those. Very nice. Hagrid and the Stranger. Put a creature card from your discard pile into your hand. We already did see this one. There's 2 of those. And there's a Forest Troll for 2. Damage does 2 per turn and 3 health. To play this card, discard 1 of your Care of Magical Creatures lesson from play. So that's, it costs more than it seems, because you can't use that lesson for the rest of the game. But it does have decently high stats. Yeah, so it's a gamble you'd be taking. Epoximize. Epoximize for 2. Choose one of your opponent's heart lessons in play and discard it. So this is very specific. The heart is the blue charms. So this card you would only be able to use against someone who's using the blue deck. So this, I believe, is not a very good card since it's very specific. But if you are playing against a blue, this in the beginning of like early game, this would do quite a bit of impact. So that's an interesting card to have, I guess. There's Curious Ravens here as well. 3 of those. 4. There's 4 here, but only 3 on the other one. Kind of interesting. Aviforce. 2. Choose one of your opponent's Care for Magical Creature lessons in play and discard it. So also more harassing. Very interesting kind of play. Not at all like I thought Hermione would play, but I'm guessing she's not color specific, so it could have been any kind of deck really. But yeah, so red, just like in Magic the Gathering, is pretty aggressive. There is Transfiguration. That's the lesson of the red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of Care of Magical Creatures. And yes, as we've seen, there are more creature cards on the red deck, red-brown deck. And yeah, I guess Transfiguration keeps making them discard cards that are already in play, whereas the blue one just pretty much deals damage. So this would be like the red deck, where you shoot things down. The red deck in Magic, I mean. Charms will be comparable to the red mana in Magic the Gathering, but also putting 2 lessons from the discard pile to your hand. So it's all mixed, really. I don't really know how to compare them. They're 2 very different card games, but it's interesting to see nonetheless. So I think that's how you play it. You put a lesson down, and then you start putting creatures and your spells. I think that's how you play it. We figured it out. But I'm guessing there's a specific order you can play spells. Maybe, I mean, there are no instants, so maybe you can only play spells in your turn or stuff like that. It seems like a fairly simple game, but I do enjoy seeing the card art, and this is something I will start collecting. I mean, these were already in my collection, I guess, but like I said, I do have a booster box, sealed booster box of this set that I will be start opening on the Tuesday videos at some point. When, I'm not sure yet, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I have. I did enjoy looking through these quite a bit. I am a huge Harry Potter fan, and so looking at these bring me joy. When these came out way back in the days, I believe like 2000s, I wasn't actually collecting them. I do remember seeing some of my friends having these in school, but we were too into Pokemon at the time to care. And now that we've grown and I've actually read the books, although I did read the books fairly early on, um, this trading card game didn't stick around for too long. So um, even though I did read it quite early on, this was already discontinued. So yeah, that is that. A lot of people seem to be collecting these nowadays. The price is rising, so I do hope I can finish some of the sets before it gets too expensive. But living in Brazil is a little hurdle, a difficulty for collectors like me. That said, I will try, and yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I have, and I will see you in 2 days for the Saturday video. Until then, stay nerdy and always nerd on.